Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Melissa and this is Geeky Life Savings. Today is Friday, June 6th, and that means we get to do another budget with me session where we get to budget mine or my fiance Darcy's paychecks. And today we are going to be budgeting Darcy's first paycheck for June, which was $1,340.97. We also have some additional income. We have $30 from my mom for her subscriptions, and we also received 92 cents in interest from our savings account. That totals up to $1,371.89 to budget. Before I get into budgeting Darcy's paycheck, I will give a little life update on how things went this past week. So this past weekend, it was pretty relaxing, I would say, for the most part. We did go out and do groceries, and I was a little annoyed with groceries on the Saturday because Walmart was actually closed because their systems were down. We didn't want to wait around to go to Walmart, and we decided, screw it, we'll go get our groceries done at Loblaws so we can get home. As we all know, everything at Loblaws costs about, I don't know, anywhere from 50 cents to $3 more than Walmart. And there's only maybe a couple things that weren't more than what they would be at Walmart. So we definitely spent more on groceries than we were originally hoping to. So we did go a little bit over budget on groceries, not by a lot, but it just sadly happened because we had to spend more money because Walmart was not open and we had to go to Loblaws. So that happened on Saturday. Other than that, I just did some reading and played some video games. And then on Sunday, we went out in the morning and did a little bit of shopping. We had to grab some cat food and cat litter. We also went to the mall to go buy some new books with our fund money that we received at the beginning of this month. So I did purchase the last 3 books of the ACOTAR series, which is A Court of Thorns and Roses. I finished the second book on the weekend, and I started up the 3rd book, and now I have the entire rest of the series, so that should tie me over for the rest of the month. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm gonna try not to read it super quick, even though I want to. And Darcy also bought the new Stephen King book, Never Flinch, I think it's called. So he is now reading that book. He did finish Onyx Storm yesterday, and he was quite an emotional wreck like I was. He was super upset over some of what was going on. He was totally confused, and we spent like almost a half hour to an hour just like talking about our theories of what will happen in the next book. So I'm just really excited he's all caught up now and we can theorize together for what's to come in the next book, but that won't be for another probably couple years, so we have quite a while to wait. So while we wait, I'm just gonna continue on with the romantasy genre and just read to my heart's content. I have about 80 books on my TBR at this point, so it's gonna be a lot of reading for me, and that 80 books is literally just the first book of the books in all of these different series that I've been seeing on Book Talk and on social media in general. So I have a lot of reading to do and a lot of books to buy. But yeah, we're reading ACOTAR right now, and Darcy is reading the new Stephen King book, and then he said he would try out ACOTAR because I'm telling him it is really good. I've been really liking the plot of it other than just the romance part of it. So we've been reading, and other than that, the week was, I don't know, the same as any other week, really. We just were working, doing our normal thing at work. Nothing really crazy happened at work for me this week. I just got some development done and I was just helping out people a lot this week. So I didn't quite get one of the tickets done that I had assigned to me, but that's okay. Not a big deal. I rather help out my team with the stuff that they're working on, because that's part of my job description, is helping out my team with technical solutions for their tickets. Darcy is sick currently. I don't know. His immune system isn't great. He gets sick a lot more often than I do. He is currently sick and not doing great, but he's trying his best. I'm trying to stay away as much as I can because I don't want to get sick, because my manager is off for the upcoming week. I don't want to get sick because I'm basically in charge of my team for an entire week while he's off on vacation, and the last thing I need is to be sick while that happens. So I'm really hoping I don't get sick. I'm trying my best, but there's a high chance I'll probably get sick because I haven't been sick in a while. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Darcy's sick and he's not doing too well, but he's trying, and I'm trying not to get sick. That's really about it. Nothing to update you guys on. It was just a pretty chill week for the most part. So let's get into the budgeting. Okay, so we are now in YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget. It's the zero-based budgeting tool that I've been using to help me pay down just under $65,000 worth of debt, as well as becoming financially responsible. Because let me tell you, the reason I am in the amount of debt I am in is because I wasn't being financially responsible and I took on all of this consumer debt. So if you like what you see in this video and you want to try YNAB out for yourself, I do have a referral link down below. Using my referral link, you would get your 34-day free trial, which is already included when you try out YNAB. You do not have to enter in your credit card information to try it out. And if you enjoy using the tool and you have used my referral link and you sign up for a subscription, you would get an additional 30 days for free, and then I would also receive 30 days for free. So it's a win-win situation, and a couple of you have used my referral link recently, so I really appreciate if you have used my referral link, and I really hope you enjoy the tool as much as I have. We are going to get into it. So as I mentioned, we have $1,371.89 to assign, and the breakdown of that, as I mentioned, was Darcy got paid $1,340.97. My mom gave us $30 for her half of Netflix and Disney Plus, and we also received 92 cents in interest. And it's not a lot, but hey, any little bit helps, right? Before we get into budgeting our categories here, the first thing we're going to do is I do have to cover a little bit of overspending in May, and we have two overspent categories for May, and that is the groceries and consumables. As I mentioned, we ended up having to go to Loblaws to do our groceries after we went to Costco because Walmart was closed. Their systems were down, and we didn't want to wait around for Walmart to figure it out, and we needed to get our groceries done on that Saturday morning. So we went to Loblaws, and the problem with Loblaws is everything costs 50 cents to like $3 more, and we ended up having to overspend. So not great, but the good thing is it's not that much. We just have a little bit here to cover. So for the groceries, we only have 22 cents that we need to cover. So I'm gonna do that with ready to assign. And then we also have $2.11 here for consumables. So I'm going to cover that also with ready to assign, $2.11. And now we have covered the overspending for May. So we're going to go back to June, and then we have one overspent category for June so far, which is my credit card and line of credit interest. We had my interest payment for my credit card, which was surprisingly higher than it normally has been. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the new credit card I've received. Maybe it has a higher insurance charge for it, or maybe it's because I did like all of my spending on it, and then I don't know why I get charged these insurance payments on my credit card, but it was $15.44 this month. We're gonna assign $15.44 for that, and now all of the overspending has been dealt with. So we have $1,354.12 left to assign, and now we'll get into all the different categories. The first thing we're gonna do is we're going to switch into July, and we like to assign 1/4 of our rent each paycheck. So we're gonna be assigning $354.07 here. We're gonna go back to June, and we're gonna cover the rest of the do or do not. There is no try.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Which is the bills category group. We're gonna cover the internet here, I think. Okay, so we have the internet covered. I'm not gonna cover the car insurance payment. It's not until the end of the month, so we have quite a bit of time still to cover that. So I'm just gonna skip over that. And then we're gonna go to always in motion is the future.
Always in motion is the future.
This is our subscriptions category group, and we're gonna be covering the rest of our monthly subscriptions. So we're gonna be covering Netflix, $36.14 there. We're gonna cover Disney Plus, which is $27.10 there. We then have OneDrive for $13, and then we also have Microsoft Game Pass for $25.98. So all of the monthly subscriptions are covered, and then we'll cover the yearly subscriptions probably with Darcy's next paycheck in a couple weeks. Next, we're gonna go down to It's a Trap.
It's a trap!
Which is our debt category group, and we're gonna put some money in here. We're going to start with Darcy's secret debt. I'm going to put some money here. I'm gonna put $167.73 divided by 2, which is $83.86. And then I'm going to put a quarter of the extra debt snowball payment that I'm gonna be putting towards the consolidation loan. So we're now gonna be working on paying down the consolidation loan, which right now it's sitting at $38,391.74. This is the largest amount that I have. It is also the highest interest rate debt that we have right now. So we're going to be tackling this. In a regular snowball debt payment method, you would focus on your lower amounts first, regardless of the interest rate on it. But we are going to be now switching context and switching to the avalanche method, which is paying your debts down based on the highest interest rates first. So that's what we're going to be doing now. We're going to be focusing on this consolidation loan, and $262.61 is the entire debt snowball that I have gathered from paying off all of our other little tiny debts. So these are all of those like minimum payments all added together, and we're going to be using this to make an extra payment on the debt. And actually, you know what? I'm thinking we edit this, and I want to push it to $300. I want to do an even $300. And then at the end of the month, or near the end of the month, I will take this money and I will go to the bank and make an extra payment. I can't do it on my banking app for whatever reason. I don't know why, but the bank doesn't let me make extra payments towards a consolidation loan on my banking app, so I have to actually go to the bank to do it. Hopefully it's not too much of a pain to do it through the teller there. Hopefully they don't give me a hard time about it. I just want to get this paid down. I don't see why I can't. So I'm going to be paying down an extra payment each month. I'm just going to go to the bank and make an extra payment. We're going to divide $300 divided by 4, and we'll do that on each paycheck. So we're gonna do $75 there. And next up, we're gonna go into I want to go home and rethink my life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
This is our monthly expenses category group. We're going to put in our typical $175 for groceries and then our $25 for groceries. And we are also going to put $87.50 towards cats. So then I only need to fund $87.50 on my next paycheck. So I just split that in half basically. We then are going to put another $40 towards gas. I have $62.96. That basically covers a tank of gas. Lately, it's been around $70 for a full tank of gas if I'm basically at empty. So I'm going to put in another $40 and now I can definitely get another tank of gas when I need it. We are going to skip out of the monthly expenses category group because I don't think I need anything else there. We're going to go to this is where the fun begins.
This is where the fun begins.
Which is the fun spending category group. And for fun spending, I'm gonna put the other $100 here for dining out. So we have our full target for dining out because Father's Day is right around the corner and I'm sure I'm gonna have to pay for a meal for my dad. We got that coming up, so we definitely, I think, want to have this funded. We are also gonna put $50 towards concerts. Concerts are starting to get announced for the fall and we want to make sure we have some money here to make sure we can buy a set of tickets if we want to. And then we are going to go down to somebody has to save our skins.
Somebody has to save our skins.
This is our savings category group and we're gonna fund some of these. I'm gonna do $50 towards Life Happens, $50 towards car maintenance. I'm going to do our typical $25 a paycheck towards Christmas. And then I'm going to do also my typical 25 to wedding and 25 to our honeymoon. And that leaves us with $7.37. And I'm gonna put that towards the IKEA furniture because any little bit of change, I'm kind of treating it as like the wish farm concept that YNAB has, and I'm just putting those little bits of change into the IKEA furniture because Darcy and I really want to get the IKEA furniture out of the way. That's like our really big goal right now. We really need to replace a bunch of furniture in our apartment and we need $1,000 to do that. So I really am trying to put as much as we can towards this. And as it is, if we assign this, even just this amount each month, we're not going to meet the target for 15 months. So I hope that's not the case. I hope to put more money towards this, but I do understand that my big goal is paying down the debt. So that's obviously the big focus, but I do also want to work towards these three things. These are big purchases, and Darcy and I's wedding is planned for October 2nd, 2027. So it's still a long ways off, but that's why we're putting money towards it each paycheck because it won't hurt as much when we have to start purchasing things for the wedding. But this IKEA furniture, this is like more of our next like short-term goal that we want to work on. We got a couple of short-term goals done over the last few months. Like we, paid a bunch of money towards our vacation. I was able to take out a bunch of like spending cash for that. Then we worked on my cold air intake and we were able to purchase that last month. So next is IKEA furniture. We're going to slowly work on this, but I'm going to, put a little bit of change here and there towards it. And hopefully it won't be that long of a wait to get this furniture purchased. But that is all of our money. It went by really quick. We assigned some things and all of it's gone now. So I think we did pretty good. As I mentioned in my previous Budget With Me session, we did try our best to get a little bit of a month ahead, which I think we did pretty well on. Like we're already a little bit ahead on our bills. We're already a little bit ahead on the subscriptions, and we do have money left over over from last month for our monthly expenses. So we don't have as much that we need to fund for some of these ones down here. I think we're in a pretty good spot. Really excited to see how the rest of the month goes. Hopefully it's not too crazy in the spending, but it is Father's Day upcoming, and we also do have a work event upcoming that we're going to be going to. I did manage to find Darcy and I a ride to the event. We're going to get a ride with one of my coworkers slash good friends. Me and him have become really close over the years, and we are able to get a ride with him and his girlfriend. So we are good for my work event upcoming. I'm going to be able to drink and have a good time there. So is Darcy. So we are going to be spending a little bit on booze for that probably. Yeah, I think those are like the two big things we have upcoming this month. I'm hoping there's not really anything else. I do want to try to save up a little bit of money in some of these categories because Darcy and I will be visiting his family in July for the weekend, and that means I have to drive 6 hours one way to where his family lives. So that's gonna be something that is gonna cost money. Driving out to his family's place is like a whole tank of gas for me, and that's just one way. Like I still would have to drive home at the end of the weekend. We're also going to a big music festival just an hour out from that before we go out to visit his family. So we're gonna be doing that for the one day, and then the rest of the weekend we're gonna spend it with his family. It's gonna be a busy weekend. It's gonna probably be a pricey one, so we're gonna try our best to not go crazy this month in spending. We'll try our best to not overspend because I do really want to have money for next month when we go see his family for the weekend and also go to that big music festival, because we are at that music festival. We're going to be seeing Bad Omens, Dayseeker, Under Oath, Cancer Bats, and I forget the other band that we're going to be seeing that day, but it's a big music festival and I absolutely can't wait for that. I haven't seen Bad Omens in like almost 2 years now because they kind of went on like a mental health break for a little bit, and then they've only really been playing like a lot of music festivals. They haven't announced a tour at all lately, so this is the first time I'm seeing them in like almost 2 years. The last time I saw them was before Darcy and I had even started dating. Me and him hung out at that concert, but we weren't dating yet, so it's been a while, and I'm stoked because Bad Omens is my absolute favorite band, and Dayseeker I would say is in like my top 5, 10. I don't know. They're really high up there. I love Dayseeker, and when they announced Dayseeker with the rest of the lineup, I was like, hell yeah, I'm so happy we bought tickets to this thing. So it's gonna be a really good day. And yeah, so we have all those things coming up. So we gotta be careful this month. We gotta be good. I mean, we did get ourselves a little bit ahead, so hopefully we stay a little bit ahead. That's the goal. And plus Darcy's paycheck, this paycheck was actually a little bit more than it normally is because he had stat pay on it. So I don't know if you guys noticed that. I mean, if you've been watching my budget with me sessions for a while now, you may have noticed that he got paid a little bit more than normal. Hopefully that also helps us get ahead, that he got paid a bit more. But yeah, I think that's everything for this video. I think we did pretty good. I mean, Darcy's paychecks go a lot quicker than mine. When I'm budgeting them out in YNAB, the money just disappears so quick. It feels like. I will be back next week with my paycheck and we'll see where we get with my paycheck, but I'm just hoping it's gonna be a low-ish spending month other than like Father's Day and my work event spending. But I think that's really it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. I love chatting with you guys in the comments. You're all such an awesome bunch of people. And if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate you joining me here on the channel. Other than that, I'm gonna leave this one here. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.